Hello, people of the interweb nets. How are you doing today? I'm honestly asking, how you doing? I'm doing alright. I know you didn't ask yet, but someone would have eventually. I'm doing alright. Did I just see a potion effect? Did I just see stink bubbles from a potion effect? I thought I did for a second there. That was weird. Did you just hear Hank Hill scream? Well, I wouldn't call it a scream. More like an exclamation of surprise and shock. That's have changed down. Things have changed down here. I think you might have been aiming for there, Pooks. But early in the morning still, isn't it? Yeah, I carved out the ugly stone and crap we had down here and replaced it all with lovely smooth concrete. Gave it a bit of a design thing. I'm not sure I love what I did, quite honestly, with you guys. But it'll do. I also fixed up the farm, which is actually a really simple fix in the end. You know how yesterday I was just dicking around with it, trying to get the water to flow correctly? I was thinking about things way too hard. All I needed to do was straighten out the initial flow, which means I had to add a little extra water source back there, where it sort of initially dipped down and flushed them in. So it would flow 9 blocks forward, and then I just dumped them into a three tall gap, which was I already had carved out there. I just didn't have the water flow correctly. It stepped down too many times on its way there. So once I fix that, it works perfectly. I was just overthinking it yesterday. Words are hard. Yeah, and as you can see, doing one of my little Nautilus shit. I've been sort of AFKing here for 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. So I've been doing my morning routine and having breakfast and watching Nuki stream, things like that. Easy peasy. So yeah, plans today include setting up our first conduit, setting up the first conduit in the local area. We have to find out the ideal place to put that so we can cover as much as possible. Turns out I was wrong about the range. It's not 50 like I thought. It's 96.
Hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy!
Jammerfig, you're under the resub 2 months in a row. Spam hearts in chat, please.
Morning. My god, it's cold today.
I would know. I haven't even opened a window today. I haven't even opened a curtain. I don't really have curtains. I haven't opened the blinds, I should say. Please, spam hearts in chat to thank Jammerfig for his 2 months in a row. No, you haven't missed anything. We've just been saying hello to the people. We always start the streams a bit slow to give people a chance to turn up. You know, the emails and alerts always, you know, they don't necessarily all go out the instant I go live. So we dick around for a few minutes before we actually do anything properly. While we're waiting though, we should probably kill off this batch, see if we can get a few more Nautilus. But yeah, we're going to build our first conduit, find a place to put it in the local area. That'll let us start building underwater nice and easy. We're also going to build a second conduit, which is why I've been doing this, gathering Nautilus shells for a second conduit, which we're going to install at the Ocean Monument, so I can breathe as I'm exploring that. To try and find the sponge room, because I definitely want some sponges before I start building underwater. It's going to make my life much easier. I'm also going to have to repair my sword before too much longer. The sword's starting to take a lot of my bow as well. My bow's not doing well. Should be switching to my bow for the mending. May have let them gather up too many. Can you get the sweeping edge enchantment in Bedrock? Or is that still just a Java only thing? I don't remember. Sweeping edge might be good for this. Kill a whole bunch at once. I don't remember whether a sweeping edge was part of the combat update for Java. Going to flip my 14 boss soon. Big boss, little boss, cardboard box. crap, how many did I stack up? Demus. Step away from that animal spawn for a moment. Alright, let me excuse me. Look up Nope, must have spelled that wrong. Let me copy paste. Dearest. That doesn't bode well. My throat's going already. Ooh, look at a fancy looking thing. Ew. Excuse me. Also, what we need to do today is create some sort of garbage filter or garbage disposal down here, because we're getting way too many of this leather stuff. It's starting to stack up on me. Oops. That goes in there. These go in here, and everybody's happy. Still don't have fuel. Still don't have fuel. Okay. I'm just going to mute the mic for a second. Slightly better. Right. Yes. So, I think that's enough Nautilus for now. She's fucking hot. Just came in. What's that farm? It's a drowned farm. So behind the wall back there, there's a regular zombie spawner, just like as if it existed in, ages. Wow. And what we do is collect those zombies into a pool of water, and in the new aquatic update, undead sink, so they don't try and swim up or float anymore. They just sink to the bottom of the pool of water. When they drown, they turn into a new mob called the Drowned, which are literally drowned zombies. Ah, there's one. Oh, there's a few of them. So these guys. And they have different drops to regular zombies. They drop Nautilus shells, which you can see my hotbar there of 18. They also drop flesh like regular zombies do. But they sometimes drop tridents as well, a new weapon. But yeah, you can turn regular zombies into drowned zombies by drowning them, which is what that trap is for. So I can get Nautilus shells. And Nautilus shells are used in the crafting of a thing called a conduit, of which you also need a Heart of the Sea, which is a treasure you find in sunken ships and ruins and things like that underwater. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm still fiddling with my iron farm. Obviously, we're not quite there yet. He should not have been able to spawn there. There are... Oh, no, wait. He can spawn there. I made a mistake. I fucked up. I'm gonna have to slab up those doors. Because I forgot to do the overhang on that side. But it is working a lot faster than it was. Much, much faster than it was, actually. So, at some point today, we'll have to slab up those doors up there, and we should be fine. Do a flip. He did do a bit of a flip. You know what? Let's just do that now. Let's do that now so it's not an ongoing problem. Wrong box. I should probably sleep. Looks like it's getting dark. Well, that's going to annoy me if that continues the entire stream. Sorry about that. Oh, come on. Isn't that lava pretty low for an ant farm? No. It's a block above their feet. It doesn't need to be 3 blocks high, just because golems are. Just so long as it's not on the bottom there where the drops happen. That's the only reason you hold up the lava, so you don't burn the drops. It also means if a zombie or whatever manages to spawn up there, if they drop through the water trap, they'll get killed as well. Not that that happens very often, at least. But you never know. Alright, stop it. Stop drifting. So yeah, these doors are okay, because I did the overhang on this side. But on 2 sides, I didn't do the overhang. Guess I was experimenting. Oh, I can't put a slab there, can I? If I put a slab there... he's just going to spawn through the slab, isn't he? I could move the doors, but I'm scared to move the doors at this point. The thing is working. Yeah, I moved out some of the doors here, so hopefully they'll make it, if they spawn on this, they might get trapped in the doors nearly as often. I don't know. Still fiddling. Didn't even have time to do a proper creative mode experimentation with this thing. Just fiddling with this last night. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to spawn there. That's the annoying thing. That's a door block. It's the door is taking up the full... It's... They're not supposed to spawn there! Rage. Did you check to see if you could connect via LAN today? No, I didn't. I haven't even booted up the Switch at all today. But I didn't see any mention of any updates. I'm supposed to grab the Switch now. Let's see if there is a patch. Won't take a second. Minecraft, press plus, software update via the internet. Checking for available updates. Checking for available updates. You are using the latest version of the software, so yeah, no updates, which means no patch. Alright, where's my other hearts at the sea? Conduit. I'll have another one of those, thank you. Alright, I'm kind of halfway there. Beautiful. Put the... Excuse me, thank you. Alright, so let's grab one of these, and we'll find the location that it works best in our base at. So we've got about 100 blocks to play with, basically. And we'll grab that. And I guess we'll just do it out of pure prismarine because we don't have much of the other. Well, we'll do a mix. We'll do a mix. Use that as a temporary block. Okay, so we want the conduit to cover this area. So I'm thinking we might get rid of that tube and just swim down to the entrance instead of dropping down a tube. Because if we can breathe underwater, there's no point just having a little tube. We can just... I mean, we could do it now. It's not that big of a dive, but that's what I'm thinking anyway. Have actual underwater entrances. But yeah, so about 100 blocks from here in kind of this-ish direction, I reckon. So what are we dealing with? Around 175. So if we go out this way until we get to about 75-ish, maybe call it 80 just to be safe. Ooh, looks like we might be able to drop it just off the other end of this island. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we can pop it just sort of here. And we'll be good. Or we can put it dead in the middle of this thing. Here-ish. I wonder if all the water has to be connected to one another. Or it's just an area of effect. So if we put it in the middle here, we could use it as a central spot for a bunch of little go-outy bits, maybe, or... I kind of want to put it somewhere here, yeah. Oh, jeez, I forgot these guys. So, yeah, somewhere central to this pond. Which you just rack off. Hi, after the new update, I cannot play with my PC on my Nintendo Switch. Yeah, we're just talking about that. It's a known bug. They're going to fix it. Just got to wait. What I did in the meantime is I bought one of those little two-player realms, a little cheaper realm, moved my save file from my Switch to the realm, and then from the realm to Windows 10. So that way I can still use my mouse and keyboard when I stream here. Not quite as elegant, but it'll do the job. Yeah. I think we might leave this area clear. I think my first instinct, we'll mount it against the wall here, or just about here, I guess. Or... call that the middle ring. It can kind of just sit there and we'll kind of build around it. Maybe carve this wall back, give it a proper backing and everything. That should be pretty good. So I just came through. No worries. Managed to fix it by adding another friend to my Nintendo Switch. That person would invite my PC into the... Oh! Interesting. So you hosted the world on your Switch, got a different friend to join from another Switch, presumably, and they would invite the PC person in. That's weird. What a weird glitch. One, two, three. I think I'm doing that too deep. Yeah. Oh right, that's why I'm getting confused because I'm not counting the middle block there. That's my issue. Being a derp. Okay. And finally... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just do the sort of middle ring out of the bricks. Okay, then we need that there temporarily. This in the dead center. And there it goes. Hey. So as you can see there, we can see better underwater now. So we got night vision effectively, and we got no air bubbles. We have permanent underwater breathing. We should also be able to destroy blocks as fast as we can on land as well. So effectively, underwater haste. Now that is the glory of the conduit. And for every one of these rings you put around it, so we've got the ring that goes that way, the ring that goes that way, and the ring that goes the other way, you know, horizontally. Each one of those gives you another 32 blocks of range, I think, for a total of 96 for the complete. Maybe we might redesign that. I'm not happy with how that looks, but at least it's functional for now. Also, I've done it wrong, haven't I? It's all out of kilter. I don't know if I'm getting the complete range from that, if I do it like this. What's going on? What have I done? So that's just in the center. One block above. Yeah, I have. I've done it all skewy backwards, idiot. Alright, that should be maximum, right? I'll fix that up later. Or we can just encase the whole thing, I don't know. Ooh, that makes a difference to destroying blocks, doesn't it? So much faster. Yeah, so we don't actually need these buttons. There we go. That's correct. I messed up my pattern, but that's correct. As a side benefit, if a mob gets within a radius of this, I'm not sure what the radius is, but they take damage, like 2 hearts per tick. Dolphin's coming to check it out. What's up, Dolphin? Alright, so let's start making this symmetrical a bit, shall we? There we go, like that. It also has a heartbeat when you get close to it, which is a bit disturbing. Okay, so we got top corners. So we need to do that one there. There we go. How's that look? Better, still not proper. Come on then. Come and get me. I dare you. There he goes. What's the matter? You feeling sick? Oh, nice. So you could use these as part of a mob farm as well to automatically kill drowned. Or anything, really. I wonder if it affects creepers. I wonder if I can bait him close enough over here to find out. Over here, guy. Yeah, and the whoop. Okay, didn't want to come. The flashing you can see, that's the effect wearing off. As soon as you leave the water, the effect wears off. It only works underwater, or when it's raining. Is the drowned farm in range? Not of the kill, no. The damage radius is, as you saw there, it's pretty close. Maybe about 8 blocks, something like that. probably 8 blocks actually, knowing Minecraft. But the potion effect radius is 96, but yeah, the damage radius is much, much smaller. And that's probably to stop you accidentally screwing up your farms and things like that, I suspect. Alright, where was I? So now we have the prismarine brick rings, and we have the regular prismarine on the corners. And you can use any kind of prismarine block you like to do this. Even sea lanterns work, which I think we might do actually. We might put sea lanterns at the crossroads. Might look kind of cool. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go get some prismarine. Some sea lantern, sorry. Oh, there appears to be a skelly on top of my storage center. How rude. And I get him without looking at the Enderman. And again, he shouldn't be able to spawn up there. I wish this game would just respect its own goddamn rules. No spawning on slabs, you bastards. I put it in block lighting, didn't I? Yeah, I did. 6. What a coincidence. Haven't played with the quality update yet, but let's keep you. I just got done explaining that. You joined just at the wrong time. It's called a conduit. You craft it using 2 new items. One of them is the Heart of the Sea, which is a little blue orb that you find in treasure chests, in sunken ships, and underwater ruins. The other thing is a Nautilus shell, which you get from drowned zombie drops. Combine those two to create a conduit, and you arrange the conduit in a special way, which you just saw me doing. And it works a bit like a beacon, in that within range of it, at least underwater, you get special effects. In this case, you get night vision effectively, so you can see better underwater, and you also get permanent water breathing. See how I've got no air bubbles above my little meat hocks, like I normally would when I'm swimming? So I can stay underwater permanently. And that's why we want it. We want to be able to stay under here permanently, so we can... How's that look? Looks pretty cool. That way we can sort of build and carry on underwater and not have to worry about going up for air every now and again. Even though I do have on my helmet and stuff like that respiration, acrofinity, and depth strata on my boots. This kind of just makes it even easier to exist underwater and build. It's awesome. It's funny too, because I almost never use beacons for anything. I mean, I've had equipment for beacons, and I just never really set beacons up normally. I don't know why, I never bother. But with this, because it is such a huge advantage when you're building underwater, it was a pretty high priority in this world, because we are focused on the new aquatic stuff in this new survival world, obviously. Because why wouldn't you be? Alright, there we go. That had some flash to it, doesn't it? Nice. Boom, 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 boom. That little heartbeat just makes this... weirds me out a little bit, doesn't it? Cool! This is awesome. I would like it if it also like help prevent natural spawn of drowned zombies and things in the local area. I'm not sure how that would affect my spawner, although that's zombies, isn't it? So my spawn might still work if even if it covered the entire area. But it'd be nice if it kept you a bit safer, besides from just damaging things that got too close. Blinky, 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 blink. Right, how long does the effect last? I'm out of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 12 seconds. Give or take, depending on when it registered we left the water. Alright, so, next thing. Does it work over here? Yes, it does. Does it work at the very edge? Oh, hello. I was expecting him to shoot us, but then I remembered one of the changes they made to the aquatic update is skeletons don't shoot you when they're underwater. They do sink, but they don't try and shoot you. They just do melee attacks when they're too close to you. So, yep, looks like we eyeballed it pretty easily. We can breathe all the way over here. Excellent. So, what about at the corner? Because it is a sphere it covers, so we should check the corners. Corners are fine. Also, hey, look, not the show right there. I guess one of the iron gunners must have killed a drowned over here. Thanks, buddy. String 2 from the spider he just killed. Awesome. Perfect. Alright, what about this way? How far out can we go this way? Oh, looks like we're outside of... Oh, no, no. Are we just on the border? Just down the water. Man, that is a large area, isn't it? These things are awesome. Oh, oh, here we go. So the border's around here somewhere. Right about here. So we can kind of use this sandbank here as a bit of a indicator. So yeah, we'll put another one sort of out here somewhere if we need to build out that way. Which I think we might, because it's a nice big area out here, isn't it? Look at that. Maybe that's where we'll put our underwater village out here. Because the underwater bits over here is going to be mostly my space, my farms and bits and pieces underwater. But this big area out here, we could do a little underwater village. Well, there's a thought, actually. I wonder if villagers can survive underwater with this thing on. Is it just players that get the benefit, or do villagers survive as well? Although they'll try and swim, so it doesn't really matter. They keep their heads above water no matter what. I wonder what happens if I try to trap him underwater with it. Oh, damn. We need to get the prisoner says. Finally fix that up. Forgot to do that yesterday. Sorry, Chad. I was all distracted there. All excited. Is the drowned farm in range? The drowned farm is in range, but they won't take damage because the damage radius is small. The breathing radius and whatnot is big. So I can prove that to you if we just go down there, if you don't trust me. But yeah, there was a zombie or drowned really close by when we were setting that thing up. He eventually swam over to us, but he wasn't getting damage when he was far away. But as soon as he came within sort of 8-ish blocks, he started taking damage. And it's 2 hearts of damage every second or so. Does the effect reach your illy builds? Does there need to be a direct connection of the water? Well, it certainly did affect us when we went in this area, which is what I wanted to do. I don't know whether those particular water streams are connected directly or not. We should double check that. I think there might be a little stream technically connecting them. Right, so this gives you guys a few seconds to turn into rounds. And we'll see if they take any damage. Here we go. Jiggly, 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 jiggly. There goes one. There goes another. And yeah, they're definitely not taking any damage. I mean, they're not comfortable because they're all crashed together, but They're not taking any extra damage. Cool. So weird being able to see this tube so clearly as well. Actually, now that we can see it clearly, I'm going to have to replace this, aren't I? This was all dark before. You couldn't even notice the ugly stuff. But now that we get the night vision, you can see it perfectly. Looks weird as it fades away. Alright. Close that for now. So, I think the next thing I want to do is, well, number one, we'll get that quartz stairs and fix up my little gap back there. Then we'll head over to the ocean monument and see if we can find a sponge room. I'm not going to be too concerned about clearing it all out yet, but I definitely want a sponge hole to make my life so much easier. Nope. And we can keep think. Think. I think we're right. Probably shouldn't do that. Ruin my boots. Oh, another thing I did last night, by the way, you might have noticed just now, is I put a bunch of boats in here to try and keep these villagers in one place. Now I can kind of deal with them one-on-one a little bit easier. Until we get a proper villager trading center built, which of course is going to be underwater, which is why it's not done yet. Had to put the conduit in place before I tried to build anything like that. But now we can make a good start on this stuff. Oh, that's what. Yeah, we need to get a whole bunch of sand as well, because we're going to need lots of glass, and we are low on sand because of all the concrete. Nope, wrong box. Close, but no. Alright, come with me, conduit. That's the heart of the sea. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, that's what the Northern Shell looks like. So, one of those, 8 of those, and you can create one of these. And it might just be my favorite thing in Minecraft. I don't know. I certainly find it more useful than beacons. Which reminds me, we still need to get material for a beacon. Now that we have the iron farm up and running-ish, hopefully it won't take us too long to get materials for a beacon. We still need a couple more skulls, but yeah. We're going to need haste to help us carve out the big double chunk for the slime farm. Also today, I really should get these bridges done. I was going to do that yesterday, but kind of didn't. Sick of these temporary bridges. They're so hideous. Question, if you drop concrete powder into water, does it drop to the bottom before turning? No. The instant it hits the water, it goes... And as soon as it goes... It's no longer affected by gravity. Because it's not a gravity block anymore. You know what I should do? I should get some bloody signs. I'm going back for signs. I always get confused. Which path is which path? Let's go back and get some signs. Do this properly. before we do anything else, every time I go through there, I'm like, I need to bring some signs, and then I forget. So let's do it right now before I go too far. It's gone too far. Can't be stopped. You've doomed us all to confusion and bafflement and not being not knowing where we are. Starting to wish I'd put the wood boxes at the other end of the hall. I don't know why I put them. Like, these are the boxes we use most. The wood and the iron and the buckets and all that sort of stuff, and they're all at this end of the hall. I think I might move them over there so they're easier to get to. Why would I put them all the way back here? I don't know. Idiot. Didn't think it through. Alright, let's take a chest and we'll leave a stack of signs in the nether so they're there for when we need them. How about that? That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Which takes picture. I'm using Fateful 32, which is a unofficial texture pack. You can't get it from the Microsoft's or the Minecraft store, but if you're playing with Windows 10, you can install it easily. And what you're looking for precisely, if you're going to Google for it, is oh, actually, I don't have it active at the moment. Wait, do I not have it active? Looks like it's active. Oh, because... weird. It is active. But it doesn't seem like it's active because it's not in the global resource pack. Oh, wait. No, it's global resource packs. There we go. Oh, right, because I've got this turned on. So it turns off the global and comes in the resource. There we go. This is what you're looking for. Fateful 32 for Minecraft brackets Bedrock. If you Google for that, you should find it pretty quickly. It's an offshoot of what used to be Fateful 32 PE. But yeah, this, you can't get this from the Minecraft store. You have to download that separately. This little file, double click, installs itself. Interesting enough, I found out that if you attach that to a world, like you do that little check mark you just saw, players must accept resource pack to join the world, whatever it was. If you check that, then upload this world to a realm, and then bring that realm and save it as a local file on the Switch, it brings that texture pack with it. So even though you can't get it from the storefront, and you can't install it manually on the Switch, you can cheat it into the Switch by pumping it through a realm first. So, which I've done. So once they fix the glitch on the Switch, I can start using it again. I'll be able to have Fateful 32 on my Switch, regardless of whether or not I'm connected to it from a Windows 10 machine. It's awesome. Okay. So Skelly Farm, and also Skelly Spidey. Which we haven't built properly yet, but it is going to be there. And also OCM. Ocean Monument Place. Can't type. See, the problem is, when I play Minecraft, I move my keyboard off to the side, so I tilt it so I can get the WASD nice and easy, and I have to kind of go like this when I type. I'm normally not this bad of a typist. I'm not great, but I'm not this bad. Ocean Monument Place thing. But I was thinking you could convert the powder while segmenting the area around the monument for draining. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? And now Fateful is updated because Phase 2 is out. A little bit. The only things that are missing from it would be the drowned. The conduits, turtles, turtle eggs, that's about it. But it didn't take them long to patch it up for the first part of Aquatic, so they'll probably patch it up again pretty soon as well. It probably won't take long to bring it back up to speed. Because when I first started using it, it wasn't patched for Aquatic at all. And a couple of weeks ago they patched it in for aquatic, so I can get things, you know, all the new aquatic stuff like seaweed and everything that was patched. So yeah, and you can still use it. All that happens is anything that's not in the resource defaults to the default texture. It's no big deal. And I forgot to leave the chest and the signs behind. It's alright, we'll do that on the way back. No, we won't. We're going to forget on the way back, aren't we? We're totally going to forget to do that on the way back. Why is this still sitting here? What was I doing? I wonder if that's from when I originally carved it out. Have I spent so little time close enough to this for these to despawn? Weird. Alrighty. So we'll just do this one out of the regular prismarine. Actually, you know what? I wonder if we could convert the top of this... No, actually we can't, because that's my tube down into the thing. I wonder if we could convert the top of the monument into... That might be a cool thing to do, actually. Like, once we've started clearing the insides of this out, what I might do is do what we did in the last world and leave the monument in place, but hollow it out. So we could rebuild inside it. And we're going to have to patch it up because I've kind of torn through it a bit more than usual. But yeah, we could make it so we could convert the top shape here into the conduits. That'll be kind of cool. Yeah, although if we drain it out properly to do a properly efficient farm, yeah, well, interesting to think about. I don't think these are even close enough for me to use them properly for this, so... Yeah, plus it's evens instead of odds, which is going to make it look weird. Ah, well. It was an interesting thought. That's too high. Bye. No, I've done it properly that time. Hooray! I wonder if it has to be completely submerged. I guess we're about to find out. Nope, does not have to be completely submerged. Can have its top out of the water. Cool. Cool to put, if you're going to use a ocean monument, it'd also be cool to have this kind of near the entrance to where you get in and... Oh, look at that! I've never noticed that before. The bottom of the boat's got like all moss and crap on it. Huh. Algae and stuff, I guess. Out of the way, Mr. Squid. Yes, yes, squirt your ink at me, go on. Oops, accidentally swam a bit fast there. And finally. Alright, we should be at... Nope, I've done it wrong again. How do I keep doing that? Buffoon. Absolute buffoon. There we go. Now we're at maximum efficiency, right? Yeah, correct. Good. Awesome. Now we don't have to worry about breathing when we're under there. Poking around. LeMayo Blunty just picked up a PSP Go. I'm unclear why that is a LeMayo-worthy comment, but okay, good for you. Is there any particular reason you picked it up, or just nostalgia, or are you looking to play something classic? Alright, there's my Silk Touch. And keep some of those handy for reasons, I guess. Oh my god! So, efficiency 4 combined with the sort of underwater haste you get from the conduit just melts these things. It's like being in the nether. Wasn't ready for that. Man, this is going to make the hollowing out this place so easy. My goodness. Nostalgia? Cool. Yeah, I've still got a PSP Go somewhere in a box. I've got a couple of Vitas as well. Got the original Japanese one and the local one. The Japanese one is even the 3G variant. Not that it ever did me any good, because it was locked to the original carrier and they don't operate in Australia. But still, whatevs. Did you leave creative on? It's I think it might even be faster than creative. It's ridiculous. So nice. Don't have to breathe. You can insta-mine everything. This is awesome. What's this hole here for? Okay. Let's patch that one back up. The only thing I don't like is you have to swim up to collect those things because they float away from you when you mine them. It's a bit annoying. Give me some good instruction when I start breaking down one of my next server. Yeah. Pro tips. Oh, so where am I going? I realized I was over a hole in the floor. bit concerned that I haven't found any sponge rooms yet. Although my last world was especially generous when it came to sponges, so maybe I'll just pay for that in the luck in this world. Here's the treasure room. It's just kind of weird walking around one of these things without having to worry about breathing. Or my water breathing potion running out. It's taking some getting used to. Tearing through the floor as well. As a side note, if you're going to drain all the water out of this, it'll be easy to do it while the walls are still in place. I mean, technically yes, but also having to skrill around all the different rooms and find your way around and get lost and come backwards, and having to navigate it with the water gone, you know, having to put up ladders and crap everywhere. It's 6 one half dozen the other, really, when it comes to what's more efficient. Hello, air pocket. Oh, come on. There has to be a sponge around here somewhere. Where am I? Where's my context? Okay. Where am I again? Interesting. I thought you weren't supposed to lose the effect if it's raining. I must have patched that. Yeah. So I guess you do lose it in the rain. When they first introduced it in the betas, you didn't. I remember seeing someone remarking about it on a video I was watching about this exact thing. Come on, get in the hole. Right. Waste not, whatnot. Grab those. Oh, nope, nope, no, 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 no. That one. Please give me a sponge room. Please. Just one. Just give me like 12 sponges. I'll make two. Fuck. Alright, let's head in that direction. God damn it. Still nothing? Please? I'm starting to get worried. Oop, look out. Trident water. Gotta watch these guys. They do a lot of damage. Maybe we'll just tear this whole thing down. It's punishment for not giving me any sponges. Motherfucker, please. Oh, are you looking for the sponge room? No, no. No, I'm not looking for the sponge room. That's why I've been going on and on about the sponge room for the last 5 minutes. What a stupid question. I mean, they say there are no stupid questions, but then you get asked if you're looking for a sponge room after spending the last few minutes saying nothing but, please, 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 let me find a sponge room. I can't find a sponge room. Why can't I find a sponge room? A little bit heartbroken. On the bright side, we still have the cartographer, so we could hunt another one. And now that we have the conduit, it's a bit easier. But still. Oh, jeez. Those guys don't give you much more, do they? Little ninja pants. 7 stacks of sponge from temple. Yeah, in my previous Switch world, I think I had 9 sponge rooms. It was ridiculous. Like every room was a sponge room. I've never had that many sponges in my life on any Minecraft world since they introduced these things. It was glorious. But I might be paying for that. A little bit of luck in this world. I'm getting the exact opposite. I think this thing has no sponge rooms at all. I've torn through it in every direction and I still haven't found anything. Oops. Oops, again. Oh! Yes! Not many, but some. I did ask for just a dozen, didn't I? Thank fuck for that. I mean, hopefully we find at least one more sponge room, but at least this gets me out of trouble for some basic stuff. Whew. Actually, we don't need to use that to break these. It doesn't matter. Don't use your tool durability when they break at the same speed, no matter what you hit them with. Where do you think you're going? Come here. Remember when they add these things and people were like, what the fuck good are they for? What do we get? 28. Not bad! I mean, a stack or two would be nice, but 28, we can get some stuff done. Oh! Beautiful. Oh, this one's a little more generous. No, it's not. But still. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now I'm happier. Not nearly as kind as the Nintendo Switch version of this of the temple, but still, spongerific. What do we got? 50. Ooh, we're so close to a stack. Come on, give me one more room. I dare you to give me another sponge room. We have wrecked this place looking for them, though. I've punched holes in everything. What exactly is Bedrock survival? It's what it sounds like. It's a survivor world in Bedrock. My guess is you are unfamiliar with the fact that Minecraft runs on a game engine they call Bedrock. Or at least the Windows 10 version, the iOS, the Android, the Nintendo Switch, the Fire TV, the Gear VR, Xbox One. They all run on a game engine called Bedrock. That is what's called Minecraft these days. Java has been the original Minecraft has been renamed to the Java Edition. And all the other editions, except for PlayStation 4, because of reasons, have been discontinued in favor of having all of Minecraft on one codebase, or most of Minecraft on one codebase at least. So the title of the stream is meant to tell people who like Minecraft that we are playing on the Bedrock Edition. Because some people care about that, because they too might be playing on Bedrock, and they want to hang out with someone else who's doing it so they can learn a bit more about the game, because it is a little bit different in some ways, in some mechanical ways, than they might be used to on Java or Xbox 360 Edition or whatnot, whatever they've been playing on. When Sponge is always around, but at one point did nothing. Yeah, I think when they were originally introduced, they didn't actually do anything. I'm not sure whether that was just their first beta they were in, or snapshot, I guess, or not, but yeah. I remember thinking, yeah, well, sponges, they kind of absorb a little bit of water around them. Who cares? You could just do it with sand. Why wouldn't you just do it with sand, like we have been doing for years? But who knew, yeah. They're still a bit weird to work with because of the way they work, but still pretty invaluable, especially if you're going to be building underwater. Really could have used someone while building our enchantment under the sea thing. Hey, that was a pain in the ass to clear out because of the new water physics in the aquatic update. Lol, you're literally the only guy who plays this game, let alone have a series for it. That's not true. If you're just saying stuff to try and get a rise out of me, you're in the wrong stream there, pal, but Minecraft may not be as popular as it once was, but it's just not even close to true saying nobody plays it anymore. It's an 8-year-old game, and it still rates here on Twitch amongst the sort of top most 20 games and things like that, I think still. Name me another 8-year-old game that has that. You canna. Alright, I think I'm carrying... No, we can probably get rid of that sand as well. And that, we can carry a little bit more back with us. Actually, how are we doing for... Yeah, we can probably grab a few more glow... I need to call them glowstones. Sea lanterns is the word I'm looking for. And yeah, I mean, there are still content creators on YouTube making Minecraft stuff that still gets sort of hundreds of thousands of views, millions over the month. It's hardly a dead game. I mean, the kiddies and the screechers who used to play Minecraft might have migrated to Fortnite these days. Well, not migrated, but the kids who would have started playing Minecraft have started playing, you know, when they come into an age where they start following game streamers and stuff like that. It's Fortnite rather than Minecraft these days, but, you know. Still a fun game. And I wouldn't even give a fuck if I was like literally the only person on the planet playing it. If I'm having fun with it, who cares? Funny little attitude you got there, boyo. You're welcome to stick around. Ooh, I thought I found another sponge room then. You fooled me. I thought that was a dark sponge. But yeah, you're welcome to stick around as long as you fix your fucking attitude, mate. Looks pretty much playing Bedrock and all the streams and videos about Java version. Yeah. A lot of the a lot of the biggest content creators around Minecraft are on Java, either because that's what they've always played and they see no reason to move across yet, or they've been playing for so long they're bored of vanilla and so are doing sort of the heavy modded stuff, which is where Java still rules the school. But if you're like me and are still perfectly content in the vanilla space, then there's no particular advantage of Java anymore. Bedrock runs so much better for a start. So much smoother. Much less jank. I mean, it has its own bugs, but I've always hated Java. I loved Minecraft, but I hate Java itself. It's such an inefficient, memory-swallowing bullshit piece of code to try and base a game on. Unfortunately, by the time they knew better, it was too late. I guess it wasn't too late, because now we've got Bedrock. Hope Bedrock will one day give full offhand support. Yeah, that'd be nice, but I wouldn't hold your breath on that. Every time they're asked about it, they sort of palm it off. So I don't know whether they've got different plans. But yeah. Unfortunately, the offhand thing doesn't seem like it's going to be anytime soon, if at all. Alright, we better head home. I don't think we're going to find another sponge room, and we're kind of jammed up in our inventory right now, so... Think this guy's trying to be a dick? Yeah, it's obvious he's just trying to be a dick, but it's an interesting thing to talk about anyway. He kicked off an interesting conversation. He probably disappeared the very instant I didn't start screaming at him. He was just trying to get a rise out of me. Because he's a lonely little child with nothing better to do. Aww. Bit sad. Alright. So I think it might be worth sort of coming back and continue to tear that thing apart. We might get lucky and find another sponge room, but yeah, for now we got 50 sponges, which well, let's just get shit done. We can do a fair amount with 50 sponges. Got the stammer working for me today. That's weird. I don't know game coding. Why developers saying C++ is better than Java? It's just a way more efficient code base. Java was never meant to do things like Minecraft. Java was supposed to be a little lightweight thing for little web apps and crap like that. It was never, ever, ever intended to drive like a massive game experience. That's not what it was made for. And the only reason Minecraft was made in it in the first place is because that's what Notch was familiar with. Or it was easiest for him to work with at the time, or whatever reason. But there's a reason Minecraft is pretty much the only game you can name that runs on Java. At least outside of little, you know, web apps and minigames and crap like that. There's a real good reason why you don't find, you know, EA and Bethesda and Ubisoft making games in Java. It's not very good for it. So many other better options. Sorry about that. Had to leave for a snack. So you came in, you asked a question, and you went off to get a snack. Didn't even wait for the response. Okay, kid. And yeah, to me, 15, you're still a kid. You're still a kid. You may feel like a teenager and all grown up, but trust me, you're still a kid. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that at 15 years old, no matter how much life experience you think you have, oh, you're in for a shock. The world is about... Sorry, did I hear a squidgy squidge? I did hear a... There's a squidgy squidge. Hi. Boop. that, thank you. Alright. And look at that, I did not forget. I did not forget. We could have had a couple of inventory spaces if I remember to do that before we went, but whatever. It's all fine. Boing. Yeah. I thought for a second there was a bunch of fish around that thing. I thought maybe it's attracting fish. That'd be a cool little thing, wouldn't it? Oh, hello. Goodbye. I should probably restock my arrows. I've probably gone through a few. Boink! Jesus, fuck! What kind of arm are you wearing? But if I remember correctly, they are waiting to give full offhand support until they fix some of the problems people have with the combat update. Well, this version does not have the combat update in it. So I'm not sure what that's about. I don't think that's the truth. Just look at me, spam clicking like a champ. This doesn't have that whole sword cooldown bullshit that I hated so much from the combat update in Java. But yeah, they are working on a different combat system based on the feedback that people had from the original combat update. I do know that they are fiddling with some ideas on changing combat up. Because to be fair, that whole spam click thing I just did, it is pretty cheap. It does make it feel a bit too easy. But the way they tried to solve it with the combat update, I hated. Because it went in the other direction. It just made everything so much more of a pain in the ass and stupid. And part of that was years of habit, and part of that because it was just stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh. Itchy, itchy, itchy nose. Right then, we need to get these sponges in the cook. I can't believe I still haven't set up a furnace in here. What happened to all my furnaces? I made a shitload of furnaces. Didn't I? Weird. Excuse me, come here. Thank you. Nope. Zadoop. Right. You know what? That's probably enough to get started on the replacing some of the building corners, like was the original intent. Let's do home base first. If I can do this without disturbing the... I can. Boop. Whoops. And that. There we go. Lovely. Java was designed to run on programs over the web. Yeah. Low functionality, but able to run any web capable computer. See as low. Yeah, there you go. There's a proper explanation. Repeats what I said, but in a more sensible and easy to understand way. Less waffle. Come here. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look. So I originally designed it to look. It's going to look awesome in the dark as well. Is that a standard iron farm I saw? Still working back? Not really, no. I don't think these lower doors work at all, because it didn't come back to functionality until I put the upper level on, so... I'm still trying to work out exactly what they've changed. The wiki was no help, and I couldn't find any tutorials or anything done in the last week or so. So yeah. Still haven't quite figured out what they've changed about how village mechanics and iron farms work, but yeah, it's working okay-ish for now. It's a bit of a jank design, half of this, half of that, half of something else. But it is producing iron, at least. But yeah, it's not nearly as efficient as it should be. Especially with the number of doors and villages I've got jammed in that thing. To how many golems around here now? I think there's a couple underwater. Or do they climb out? You go for a wonder. Oh, 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 oh. I did just see that. I did just see him. Bugger off, you. Oh, now I'm out of arrows. Told you I should have restocked. Yeah. A projectile attack from one of those guys does like 8 hearts of damage. You don't want to mess with the trident wielders. The very first time we tried survival mode in the original beta that had those guys, they wiped me off, son. I made an old design farm, didn't work on Bedrock. Yeah, no, they've changed something about the way that stuff works, and yeah, it's broken a couple of different designs I've tried. I'll take you over there in a sec. I'll show you. I'll try and show you some of the permutations I've tried. Nope, don't need those there. I need those there. Alright, so I tried the traditional design, didn't work. I tried traditional design. I tried a tutorial that I found that said specifically for Bedrock. It had sort of the villages in an inside pouch and everything by a Groover guy. That did work until the aquatic update, then it didn't work. So then I tried a few permutations. I put the villages down here in a little pouch, back or all around this in a big circle. I tried putting the villages up above, around the outside, spread them out. Then, in frustration, after trying a bunch of different things, what I did was I rebuilt my villager breeder in the middle of the iron farm. Originally had all the doors out, just like it was over there. And that did work, and is actually working now, except these guys haven't fallen off yet, for whatever reason. Why would you fall down? There's plenty of room for you. But the trouble is, with all, you know, had stacks and stacks of doors, and the iron golems would get stuck in the doors, and they couldn't move off the platform. So then I modified it twice more, and finally sort of settled on this, which is kind of a halfway design, just me trying to figure out how the thing is supposed to work. With some of the doors missing, so the guys can move around, and doors on 2 different levels and everything, but it looks like there's still some improvements to be done here. They're not... It has been working, but for... Look, that guy should be falling down. He's standing right in the middle of the damn thing. He's not falling. So I've still got some fiddling to do. The other problem I'm having is iron golems are spawning where they shouldn't spawn. Like in door frames, for example. Like down here, these doors right there take up this block. They fill the airspace on that block, which means that should be a non-spawnable block. And yet the first thing that happened when we came online this morning is an iron golem spawned right there on that block. And that is a bug. So, I don't know whether a bug is causing our problem, or it's by design they've changed the way it works, or both. All I know is iron farms are extremely difficult on Bedrock right now. But it is working. There's a super bug where the wither skeletons in the nether started spawning at the bottom of the structure instead of... Yeah, I had that issue too. They stopped spawning in the nether fortress. I couldn't figure out why until I dropped into creative mode and flew around and found them all down the bottom where they shouldn't be. Hitboxes are exactly 2 blocks wide and the hitboxes are the trapdoors. Yeah, but they do fall through there. I've seen it happen. Sometimes they just get jammed up for whatever. There they go. There's a natural one. You can see him burning right there. So he's fallen through properly. There he goes. Poof. Yeah, so like I said, still fine-tuning, still trying to figure out exactly what they've changed and how they've changed it and everything. I just haven't had time to dive into a creative mode and really do some proper experiments with it. But it's frustrating. He might have come through the corners. Yeah, he might have come through the corners, or he might have spawned on the lower floor where the water already is, or it's just... Speaking of wither skeletons, though, maybe we should take a trip to the nether and see if we can find some. What else am I doing right now? We've done the... We've got the sponges. We've done those. Oh, we could... Yeah, we still have a few more of these lanterns to place around. I'll do that first so I don't get sidetracked. Or further sidetracked, I should say. Also, I need to work on a cow farm soon as well, because I'm starting to run out of steak. And fish suck to keep me full. I'm already hungry again. Also, how are my supplies of bone meal going? Plenty. Looks like this could be due for another run. So let's tweak this as well. I need 2 rails to make sure it has the speed to go there and back, but then it gets jammed up here, so I always have to nudge it back. Might have to sort of make that ramp down or something. Make sure it rolls down properly. Okay, so that's all the... Oh, I missed one. Missed one. That's all the lanterns. Except for these ones here I also missed. Where are you gurgling? Who's gurgling? Oh, geez, there you are. Hi, guy. Oh, you got another shell for me. Thanks, bro. Kind of you. Want to come out here and give it to me? Nope, just having a rave instead. Hey, even dropped it. What a sweetheart. Those guys are so unthreatening when you're above water and it's not raining. Like, oh, I don't want to go up there, I'll burn. Right then, I think that is all the lanterns, right? Pretty sure it is. Alright, pop that back in there. And let's see, what am I doing here? Slabs can go. Clean inventory, good to go. Actually, before we go anywhere, how's my diamond situation looking? Probably enough to repair the sword without too much issue. I think 2 diamonds is not worth that little chunk there, is it? Just do the one. Alright, let's go try our luck in the nether, see if we can get a skull or 2. When did I start playing Minecraft? Pretty much as 1.7 came out. It wasn't long after that's hit proper release that I started playing. So I remember when I was learning Minecraft, some of the changes I made to 1.7 were still new, so there was plenty of fresh content around to teach me about it. So yeah, it's I think it worked. Someone was in chat yesterday talking about when they first started playing Minecraft 1.7 was like 1200 and something days ago. Right then, I need to go to the fortress. Where is the fortress? This way. Yeah, so I came to Minecraft reasonably late. It was already a massive... well, I'm reticent to use the word fad because it's lasted for 8 years, but you know what I mean. It was at the, you know, kind of the peak of its hype by the time I got to it. I should repair this bow before too much longer as well. Okay. We're not okay! Whoosh. That was close. Yeah. We really need just a buttload of sand to make a bunch of glass. Make yourself safe on those. Hi, guy. Weirdly friendly. So, I guess they haven't fixed those yet. They're still oddly passive. Why are there experience orbs over there I didn't collect? Weird. Not seeing any skellies. I wonder if we've got a problem with them again. Oh, never mind. There's a regular skelly. Oh, and he's got friends. Oh shit, now I'm in trouble. Back off! Gonna hide here for a second while the wither wears off. There we go. That was a bit of a bad time. Right. Get that regen happening. Hey, Extreme. How you doing? Were you able to get some sleep last night? I did sleep last night. Not for an especially long time, but I got maybe sort of 4 or 5 hours of pretty decent sleep. Come on. Come on. There you go. Damn it. I hate the way they drop coal. Such a tease, isn't it? Oh, black drop! No. I would love to be able to snipe that the white skelly back. Oh, here we go. Now I'm good. Excuse me, piggy. I have business with your friend. Ow. And cold again. Yeah, bitch. Oop. Excuse me. I played Modern Minecraft, then 0.81 on mobile. I'm not that familiar with the numbers for the mobile edition, at least pre-Bedrock. So I'm not sure how long ago that was, but judging by the number, and the fact they're on sort of 1.5 now, aren't we? For Bedrock, aka what used to be Pocket Edition, or was born originally as Pocket Edition. So yeah, it seems like a while back. I never could play Minecraft on the mobile. I hated the controls. So sloppy and weird and janky. Which is why I love it on the Switch. Because I get all the joy of having Minecraft whenever and whenever I want it. But I don't have to deal with touchscreen controls like you do on the mobile. Hey, little piggy. What do you think your occupation would be if you didn't become a successful YouTuber? No idea. I used to work retail, but then I had an accident which fucked up my back. So I couldn't really be on my feet all day every day like I used to be in retail. Which is why I don't do retail anymore. But yeah, how do I say that now? I kind of accidentally created my career as a YouTuber as a result of what I was doing in my initial recovery period. That is, I started vlogging instead of blogging, because with vlogging you don't have to spell check. Back in YouTube's earliest days, and then it kind of snowballed from there, and accidentally created a career for myself. So I had no idea at all what I'd be doing. Probably nothing this fun. Hopefully I never have to find out. Oh, hello. Perfect. Don't think any of those guys dropped him either, did they? Nope. Oh shit. I was close to hitting that pig there, I feel like. Man, these guys are so much more aggressive than they used to be. The instant you bust them up, they're just all over you. Where's my music gone? It's still playing, it's just the end of this track is silent for some reason. Weird. Hey, you fish. Actually, you know what? Let's just hang back while I regen. Never thought I would be an electrical drafter. Kind of fell into it. Yeah. I've kind of fallen into most of the stuff I've done. I don't go through life with much planning. Even my entry into retail was kind of an accident. My roommate and best mate at the time had this job in electronics retail, and he got that via his job at, because he was a Macca's kid, so you know, he started working at McDonald's, got quote-unquote retail and customer service experience, and when he left McDonald's to try and find a more permanent job, he found a job at an electronics place. Unfortunately, he knew bugger all about electronics, so he didn't last very long there. And when he decided to leave that job, I was like, you know what? I know about all that style of stuff. Maybe I could do that. So without any customer service experience at all, I applied, impressed him with my level of knowledge of the products, and they're like, yeah, you can learn the rest, easy. And so it was. So I started working in that store as a casual, then went full-time at a different store when the opportunity arose. And then that store got bought out by a different company, and I changed the name of my store to a different one and worked there for a few years, and eventually went into management. And then I had the accident and my life changed. Maybe sounds like Sam's now tech here. Yeah, I mean, I think they've always been hostile as long as I've been playing, but it just seemed like extra hostile in Bedrock. Like, it used to be, you know, slap the big one and the little ones go boof, and then they sort of plop after you. I think it might be the range at which they boof. When they explode, they're just like, they explode directly towards your face and instantly attack you, instead of giving you a little bit of breathing space. Oh shit, careful. You exist. No, you don't exist. You exist. No, you don't exist. Haha, draw distances. Pew! Oh, come on. And boink. Still too high. He's going to notice me soon. Are my arrows despawning before they get to him? Oh, there we go. Oh, that was close. I went for the return to sender, sailed past it, and then I popped off a little weak second shot as I got it. I feel like chat is more focused on watching, not talking. Yeah. My chat used to be super active, and some people got in the habit of just lurking all the time. Which I don't mind. I mean, if they're still enjoying the stream, they're still enjoying the stream. That's fine by me, but not really as chatty as we used to be, I feel like. I know Star Sapphire's here every weekend. She pops in from time to time to say something, but mostly she's just questing and boss fighting and whatnot in Final Fantasy Online. Plus, soda messages don't get lost in the mix so often. I don't know, I'm pretty good about keeping up with chat, even when it was busy. Not as good as some, but pretty good. Final Fantasy 14, not online, right? Yeah, there are two different Final Fantasy Onlines out there. I should be specific. I mean, you are playing Final Fantasy Online, you're just not playing Final Fantasy Online. You're playing a Final Fantasy game which is online, but you're not playing the Final Fantasy game which is called Final Fantasy Online. Oh, I've gone cross-eyed. Alright, just no luck at all. One more quick little circuit, maybe. Corner check. Just like a proper FPS game. Final Fantasy 14 was a pretty nice one. I wouldn't know. Never played it. Never once. I watched a setup on the YouTube channel about how to capture 3DS without a capture card. Which I thought would be... Which I thought it would need to be modded. I liked your tutorials. So, yeah. I streamed like that for quite some time. When I first started streaming Pokemon games, I used that setup for a better part of a year. But as I did that, I was gathering all the tip jar stuff that the chat room threw at me, and we raised enough to buy a proper capture kit. So, yeah. It is a perfectly acceptable such a solution. And I would often have people come into my chat when I was doing that saying that my Pokemon stream looked like one of the best Pokemon streams of anybody, even compared to some people who were using capture cards, because I guess of their layouts and stuff, they look like crap. Which is always nice to hear. I'm using a janky camera-based setup and thing, and people are giving me that kind of compliment. But yeah, I'm glad you found it useful, or at least interesting. Are you using it? Presumably you watched it so you can use it. Hey, Sean520, how you doing? Has been a while. When was the last time you were here? I don't even remember. I remember your name. I don't remember the last time I said it. Where are all the wither skellies gone? Or any spawn at all, for that matter. I reckon all the spawn rates are jammed up again. I might have to do that trick where you drop it to peaceful and then bring it back to hard mode just to reset the spawns in the nether. So I feel like we might be facing that little weird glitch again where a bunch of wither skellies are jammed up somewhere, so they're not spawning anymore. Last time it happened I saw a bunch of them down here. I don't see anything. Well, there's a bunch of these guys fighting down where they shouldn't really be. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Don't fall. Maybe later. That stand looked long. Where did you buy it? Stand? Oh, for the 3DS thing. It came with Kid Icarus. As I think it was one of the launch games for the 3DS, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it came with Kid Icarus, because Kid Icarus had a weird control scheme where you could use the touchscreen as a thumb pad kind of thing, so they gave you a stand with it so you could use it easily. Because if you had to handhold it, it was a bit tricky. I still use it to this day. Like, if my microphone was in the way, I could reach back there and grab it. I still use it with the 3DS to this very day. That exact stand. It's one of the best ones I've ever tried. Nice angle, nice and tall. Sits well under the hand. So, before Bedrock. Well, I mean, we've already been playing Bedrock for a couple of weeks. What about when we're playing the Nintendo Switch version? Edition, I guess. Were you here for that, or was it back in the Java days still? Crikey, Bluntlantis. Crikey, Portal Player. God, oh, that word crikey. Such a great word. Looks like AMD has confirmed 250 watt TDP for Threadripper 2. I thought they already did that like a week and a half or so ago. Or was that not officially confirmed yet? Either way, yeah. It's aggressive. And I still haven't deleted this weird thing from my playlist. Right, what was I doing? Yeah. Okay. Shame that I never had a handheld console until the Switch. Really? You've never had any handheld console until the Switch? Wow. So, are you not much of a gamer, or were you always just TV guy? Or PC only, maybe? Alright, what am I going to do next? Let's think. Got the sponges now, so we can do a little bit of water. Oh, no, we need to find a bucket load of sand is what we need to find. We can't really do much else until we get a big whack of glass going. So let's grab... What have I done with my ender chest? Oh, wait, no, I know what I've done with the ender chest. It's still on the Windows 10 player from the Switch version, right? Yeah, okay. So I don't actually have a spare ender chest right now. Can I make another one? Plenty of that. Obsidian, which I'm putting in what box? Where would I put my obsidian? There it is. Okay, should probably repair that bow. What was it going to... Flame bending and punch. I'll repair it with that. See if we get anywhere. Flame bending and punch 2. Oh, it doesn't really get us anywhere, does it? That's fine. 17? No, I'm not spending 17 to get that extra little bit. Okay, dokie. We've got our building materials, we've got water, we've got this, we've got food. We need more food. What the? Oh, that's raw fish versus cooked fish. They changed the texture. I forgot about that. We'll take the chicken. Okay. Let's go find some sand. You were building the library last time I was here. You said you were going to start a new world. I'm glad you didn't. The big spherical library? Because that was in the last world. This is a new world. Unless you mean the underground library, in which case this is the second new world since then. The spherical library. Right, so yeah, that was the previous world. This is a new world. We started this a few weeks back when the aquatic update started. I thought there was a big desert out here. What am I thinking of? Maybe it's that there. Oh, maybe I'm not just far enough out yet. I just was not set up really bad, but heard it's far better now. Yeah. I was in another stream this morning, someone was going on and on about how much they love Elder Scrolls Online. They said they liked it more once they started to, or stopped trying to compare it to Skyrim. Which kind of makes sense, I guess. Wasn't the big desert by the monuments? Yeah, there is one out that way. But that's a long way away. What the? They must have got turned around. We're closer to base than ever. I thought I was going a bit further away from base. I guess the new draw distance is throwing me off. I'm not used to being able to see this far. Well, I don't think this island's going to serve any purpose anyway. Do we need it on the horizon? I don't know. I'll do that one. That one seems to be mostly sand anyway. Hidden by the other one. Have you started a realm? Kind of. I had to use a realm to transfer a save file from Switch to Windows 10 because the LAN connectivity is broken at the moment. So technically I do have an active realm right now. A little 2-player cheapo one. I just bought it so I had enough, or so I could do the transfer. Let's try using the sword. I misclicked then, didn't realise I wasn't using my sword. I don't see any ruins or anything down there. I'll just wait another 2-3 years. 2-3 years, you reckon? Maybe 5. Did they actually give a timeline for Elder Scrolls 6? I don't think I did. I think they just said it was coming, didn't they? showed a landscape and the text for the name. Yeah, I know that, but I don't think they mentioned any kind of time frame. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, my guess would be probably 5 years. If they're not ready to show anything at all from it right now, it's probably at least 5 years. They're probably planning to get at least 2 or 3 years out of Fallout 76 as far as an online service before they start distracting people with something else, maybe. Oh yeah, there's another game between that as well, isn't there? There's Starfield, right? Which is supposedly a game like Elder Scrolls, but in space! Which might be more attractive for me, I think. I go through phases whether or not I'm interested in sword and sorcery stuff. But sci-fi, I never get bored of sci-fi. I would like a Bethesda Firefly War game. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? A nice big MMO set in the Firefly universe. Or even a single player experience for that matter, but still. I think an MMO would work better. That way you could be a pirate, or you could be some of the cops, so you could set up a settlement on a specific planet. So many possibilities that will never ever happen because, well, who even owns the rights anymore? Does Fox still control Firefly's IP? And, well, there's an interesting thought. If Fox still own the Firefly IP, what happens if Disney succeeds in buying Fox? Yeah, there's no point just having the IP. You got to get the writers. Actually, Joss Whedon is doing another sci-fi film for HBO. News broke yesterday. He signed on with HBO to produce a sci-fi series, which apparently is set in Elizabethan England or something like that. Team of women doing paranormal research or something. I don't know. I saw a few headlines and things like that. I haven't read any articles in depth about it, but yeah. Joss Whedon's coming back to TV with a series on HBO. So he's going to have a good budget, and HBO probably won't cancel that on him after 12 episodes. Very exciting news. Is Harry Potter still a thing? Yeah. I mean, the next, well, not Harry Potter, but the next world in the Potterverse, the next movie in the Potterverse is currently underway. I've started to see a few headlines in the last few days about that. Actors talking about something or other, or they've cast someone new or something in the Fantastic Beasts sequel. So yeah, that's you know, it's a prequel to Harry Potter, kind of. What happens about a generation before Harry was even born, but still in that universe. Good. Two generations for Harry Potter. Okay. Set in the 40s in America. No, I guess it would be, yeah, because Dumbledore's a young man in it, isn't he? So I guess it would be 2 or 3. Depending on how you count. HBO looking for the next big show, Game of Thrones, one season out. Yeah. Well, I mean, HBO have got Westworld as well. But yeah, they're looking for what comes after Westworld. Because you're right, Game of Thrones is winding up. Westworld has probably got another season or 2 in it. Before they sort of dry up on that. I don't know whether Joss Whedon's is going to be the next big thing, though. It sounded a little more intimate than the big sprawling stuff they like to do with Game of Thrones and Westworld and things like that. So, well, you know, you never know. Are you ever into manga? Any recommendations? I mean, I've read some manga, but I've never really been super duper into it as a hobby or a habit. So I don't really have any good recommendations for you. Most of the material I've seen that has existed in manga form, I've seen through the anime adaptations of. Sorry, little Miss Turtle. And this might be your favourite peach or whatever, but it's gotta go. Yeah, I haven't seen Fantastic Beasts yet. I heard it was a little bit too heavy on the setup, but not enough on the payoff. So I decided to wait to watch Fantastic Beasts until the next movie, or even 3 movies are out. Which I'm glad I did, because it has been a while between this the original and the sequel, hasn't it? But yeah, one of the major complaints I've heard about the original and Fantastic Beasts movie is it's all lots and lots of world building and setup, but very little payoff. Which is just not a very satisfying movie experience unless you're watching the whole series at once. It was good, not unsimilar to the first 2 Harry Potter books. Lots of setup, not much story, yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing with Harry Potter as well, actually. I never watched the Harry Potter movies until I think the 4th one was already out. Starting to get hungry on the inventory. Throw a string away. We have a spider farm, we don't really need to keep the string. a single torch for that matter. What do you think about the Marvel movies? Which Marvel movies? I think different things about different movies. Overall, I think it's kind of cool what they've been doing. But there are certain movies like the second Thor movie, which I think is a complete pile of garbage. Ragnarok, though, that turned me around on Thor movies. Ragnarok's so fun. Dark World, what a piece of shit. Tedious, stupid, overly self-important piece of shit. I read all the books and there were better bits they missed out on. Much more the chef was... Yeah, I mean, that's always the way when you adapt a book to a movie. You're never going to get everything in. You just got to hope you get the tone and the main core story beats right. Get the characters right, things like that. Or at least if you can't get the characters right, change them in a way that makes sense. It's like the Terry Pratchett adaptations for TV and movie. There is no way a TV series or a movie or a telemovie or anything like that is going to truly capture how Terry Pratchett writes. But it doesn't mean they're bad. Infinity War question mark. Wow, that's not a question. What's your question about Infinity War? By the way, millennials, stop doing that. Stop just doing, like, noun question mark. Learn to ask a question properly. What the it just drives me insane. Also rid of the Game of Thrones books. No, you didn't. There's no such thing as Game of Thrones books. You mean A Story of Fire and Ice, don't you? Holy shit, I met someone who got so triggered about that one day. She was real pissy about it. Every time someone would refer to the like the original source material as the Game of Thrones books, she would lose her fucking shit. It was hilarious. I started doing it deliberately, of course. Actually, it's A Story of Fire and Ice. Man, people take some shit way too seriously sometimes, you know? But I'm right! Who cares? You say Game of Thrones books, everyone knows what you're talking about anyway. Shut up. It's not like you're confusing anybody. A Song of... Oh, Song of Ice and Fire. Did I say it round the wrong way? I think I said Fire and Ice, didn't I? But it's the other way around. That was an accident. I wasn't trying to trigger anyone with that one. Or was I? It is a cool name, yeah. Game of Thrones is a cool name too, though. I can understand why they changed it. Most don't know its name. Game of Thrones. Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing. If you say Game of Thrones books, I think more people would know what you're talking about than if you said A Song of Ice and Fire. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's the books they made Game of Thrones out of. Oh! If you just say Game of Thrones books, you don't have to do the second part of the explanation for someone who doesn't know. Like, did you like it? I asked about Marvel movies, so you said some so. Like, did you like it? I asked about Marvel movies, and you said some so. What? So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to read what you type out loud before you press enter. My right Joy-Con moves on its own. What should I do? Can't find any. What do you mean it moves on its own? You mean it wobbles physically, or you mean the thumbstick is drifting? Because there is a recalibration, I believe, buried in the menus. You can try recalibrating it. Otherwise, it just might be faulty. Get a warranty repair or buy a new one. Game of Thrones never catch me. How much did you watch, out of curiosity? Because it took me 3 times trying to get through the first episode. I thought it was so slow and tedious and boring and bafflingly stupid and just kind of self-important, which always rubs me the wrong way. Something takes itself too seriously. But by the 3rd time, I managed to get through episode 1, moved on to episode 2, and by episodes 3 or 4, I was suddenly made very, very aware of why people like the show so much. So I'm curious to see how far you got before you went, eh. Because usually I will give a show at least 4 episodes. 4 or 5 episodes is as much as I'll force myself through to find out whether a show that everyone tells me I should be watching, whether or not. But yeah, that first episode of Game of Thrones, like when it starts out and they're in the woods with the dire wolves and stuff, and they're going on and on about, oh, it's not real, son. You get the runt. Haha, you got the runts. But oh, shut up. What is in the video count as a GeForce GTX? It's a 1080. Overclocked 1080. Not manually overclocked, it's just got the factory overclock on it from MSI. It's the MSI Gaming X. If you type in !rig into the chat, Moobot will give you a rundown of the basic hardware. It's also listed in detail in the down below area under the heading of the rig. Yeah, factory overclock 1080. Let's try and keep ourselves a little bit safe while we're doing this, why not? There we go. Should help a little bit. Watch the first 2 episodes. Had to watch the first episode of Game of Thrones 3 times before I decided I was giving it a try a second episode. Yeah, same here. Exactly the same here. Just like I was saying. Took me 4 seasons to decide if you got through 4 seasons before you were certain whether or not you liked it. Were you watching it with hubby or something? Did he really like it and you were just sort of sitting there idle and watching it by absorption? Like, did you like... Why do you start sentences with like? You're typing stuff out. You don't have to, like if you like Infinity like War, like, did you, like... Come on, man. Read it out loud, then post enter. Like, did you like Infinity War? I asked you if you like Marvel movies and you said some, then proceeded to ask, do you like Infinity War question mark, and I'm going to stop talking to you. You don't know how to construct a sentence. I'm spending more time and energy trying to pass your sentence structure than I am answering a question. I'm guessing what you want to ask me is, hey Blunty, did you like Infinity War? That's just a guess. And yes, I did. Like. Four Seasons. Hubby couldn't decide if you'd like to do that. Oh, really? You were both sort of sitting there going, I'll do another episode. Maybe it'll get better. That's a lot of stuff to get through before you decide whether or not you like it. We decided we're going to watch it until the midget... We don't use the term midget. It's little people. Or in the context of the show, dwarf I think is acceptable. But not midget. You don't have to be silent, man. You don't have to be silent. I'm not telling you to shut up. I'm just telling you to think about how you construct your sentences for nice and clear communications, so when you ask me something, I can give you an answer that is the actual answer you're looking for, not my best guess at what you're asking me about. Know what I mean? I don't want to be a dick about it, but come on. Help me to help you. Help me to help you. Help me to help you. Communication is the most incredibly important thing that humanity has ever invented. It's worth doing properly. Without communication, we wouldn't have built anything. If we couldn't communicate our ideas to other people in our tribe, we'd still be monkeys. Well, apes, but you know. Don't have to be a wordsmith. Just have to be clear. Concise, accurate, specific, provide context. Actually, on the subject, how do you guys stand on the thing where people will try and write like they think they sound? I see it all the time in YouTube comments where people will start a comment by going, Why would you write that? Why would you write down, What are you trying to communicate by saying, dot. It's utterly pointless to write that down when you're leaving a comment. I get that people say it when they're talking as an indication of, I'm trying to think of the thing I'm going to say next. Don't interrupt me. I'm still talking. That's the noise you make where you go, I'm not done speaking yet, but I can't quite focus on what I'm going to say next. That's you don't. Why would you include that in a written communication? Baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. I've done it from time to time in a sarcastic nature when I'm trying to be facetious. Like you go, actually. But people do it so casually in writing. It just I don't understand why. What do they think they're communicating by doing that? And the funny thing is the people who do that are often the same kind of people who will type the word you as the letter U, as if they're trying to save time. Meanwhile, they've wasted 5 letters by writing I don't get people sometimes. I just don't get them. It shows uncertainty. Well, I mean, but in the context of what they're actually writing, it doesn't seem that's my issue. The context of it makes no proper sense. I don't know. Well. And is that really the best way to show uncertainty? And again, you're in written communication, so why would you start out with something you're uncertain about? Why wouldn't you just check? I'm not sure about this, but why don't you just check before you say something then? Oops. I don't know. Human beings. Weird species. AKR SMHD TV. Like, totally. I think people do that trying to put emotion behind the words. How is an emotion? Don't get me started on the people who overuse the word lol or lull or roflamayo. I always get comments on YouTube videos that are like, you know, lamayo or laughing my ass off. And I'll be laughing my ass off. I've got a 3DS as well. Okay. I don't get the joke, but okay. How are we doing? We've got a little bit more room yet. Stop it. Alright, how much did I leave floating? So I collected most of it. Cool. Helps the reader decide if the author is credible. Why would I let someone else indicate whether they I mean... No, that doesn't make sense. I decide whether someone's credible based on the strength of their statement or argument, or... I don't rely on If I see I don't instantly decide whether or not they're credible or not. I think they're an idiot for using in a written form like that, in that context, but I don't pass that on to the content of the discussion. I just think to myself, well, you never learned to write properly, did you? I mean, there's casual writing, but that's too casual. Silly. If you're writing dialogue, sure. You can start sentences with because you're indicating the speech pattern of the speaker in the dialogue or in the quote. I don't know. I think about these things. I think that's most of the easily reached sand, isn't it? Oh, I guess we can get to this stuff pretty easy. If you speak in slang in a native language, you're bad at it, but you speak slang in foreign language, they have mastered it. For vocal, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of the point of me opening up the conversation. That's why I asked you guys how you feel about it, because I rather suspect that my opinion on starting written sentences with words like is probably not something that a lot of people think about or care about or share my intolerance of. Judgment. Oh, shovel's nearly dead as well. Easy. As about to say shovel's nearly dead, so we have to turn back soon. Regardless of how full the inventory is. But I feel like we got a good amount of sand here. It'll go a long way. Is this shovel worth saving? I'm breaking 2? No, it's not. I'll just craft a new one. Opinions are like butters, everyone has one, usually full shit. Yeah, and that joke is also like arseholes. Everyone knows it. Everyone says it sooner or later. Completely convinced that it's some form of witticism. There you go, to bring the blood pressure down. That's not how it's spelt, though. OHM is how that mantra is traditionally spelt. OHM. Because it's the first part of a proper chant. Which I can't remember. Omni, Pani, Me. I can't remember how it goes. Fuck. But that's where Om came from. It's the initial stage of a full chant. Right then, which way is home? Over there. I like having a nice big draw distance. We got like a 64 chunk draw distance turned on at the moment. It's awesome. As opposed to the 16 we usually have on the Switch. Do you have any ghost stories? Not a huge interest in ghost stories. Goes along with my general don't caredness about horror stories or anything like that. I think a lot of it probably depends on how the community getting to. For a comment on a video, is an active conversation. Probably would include ums in a chat room or in Discord and talk. Yeah, I mean, if you're having a live chat, you have less time to think about what you're typing, I suppose. It would feel more natural to speak in that more linguistic conversational tone. But if you're leaving a comment on a YouTube video, you've got time to read and post, because you know it's not an immediate conversation, so you can proofread. You can think about how you're presenting what you're saying. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Mani Padme that's the one. That's what I'm trying to think of. I think I was close. But even then, I don't think I've ever typed in a chat room. Unless I was sarcastically, you know, presenting the actually kind of thing. Hi there. How you doing? See, your issue, Mr. Cow, is actually Ms. Cow, because you got udders, don't you? Your issue, come here. Your issue is you're hanging about up here, trying to be all ignoring me. And the issue is, you're made of meat. You understand what I'm saying? Stop trying to push me. Oh, I can't even pick it up. I was about to pop out, excuse me, I was about to pop down the ender chest to get the sand out. I forgot how ender chest works for a second there. I was in shulker box mode. Speaking of which, I wonder how far away we are from retaining some of those. I feel like we got the... we still need to make some rest of the diamond armor. So once we get some more diamonds, we'll get the new chest plate and legs and stuff. Our weapons are pretty good. We do need much more ender eyes, and enders seem to be relatively rare. I haven't seen many of them around. I've seen them leaving blocks of crap around my world, but I haven't seen that many to kill. Alright, almost 2 full chests of sand. We'll turn the entirety of that chest into glass, I think. Right, I really don't have a super smelter turned up yet, do I? Maybe we should put one of those together first, and we'll get all the sound done at once. And I'm thinking... You know what would be cool? If we had a box up here... Chest. If we had a chest like against this wall, or maybe here... You had a chest sitting right here that fed into hoppers that fed down into a super smelter underneath. And then the items were spat out of a bubble column and landed in a dumb chest up here. That could be fun. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're well overdue. We're overdue for a break. Like 40 minutes after due for a break. Oh, after due? Overdue. After due. I'm taking a break. Be right back.